Hey, shalom, Akim, shalom. First thing and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh.
Yahweh
Shem,
Shai
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh
Bashim
Shai
Shai.
B'Shem HaKadosh.
Want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noah's in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. We the brothers here, the GMS Kansas City branch, coming to you another week in and week out to lift up the standard of Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, to prophesy the end of this wicked kingdom and to wake up the 12 tribes of Israel, which being you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, so we was just brainstorming in the spirit, brothers and myself. We're just speaking on just judgment, how we're in a time of judgment, how about Shemi how Shai is pouring out his plagues upon Babylon the Great and various sectors of this world due to the injustice that's being done to his people, which are the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The first thing we want to cover is this going into this crazy ass manufactured storm. The brother had sent the video earlier by Jimmy Dore, and they was basically just straight up admitting that the weather is basically geoengineered, which when you go into geoengineering, meaning that it's manufactured, it's not natural. You know, they're spraying this moisture into the atmosphere, and they're creating like an effect to draw this wickedness and all this cold and sickness over the people. And this is why people are sick. People have lung issues. People have cancer, all types of shit, man, because they're geoengineering these storms, man. Like here in KC, we projected to get like what between 4 to 7 inches of snow. But the crazy part about it is that it felt like it's a negative 15 outside, man. When we just had like literally a 50-degree day early in the week, and now all of a sudden temperatures plummet. And it's crazy how Esau decides to do this shit on a weekend when he know that the prophets are gonna be out, which proves he's scared, man, because he knows that through the spirit, when the men of the Lord are going out teaching, we all come in that one spirit as a collective to chant this fucking place down, and he understands that that's his downfall, man. But whether you take us off the streets or not, man, hey, the Heavenly Father is gonna bring to pass the judgment and the words that the men of the Lord speak. Okay, so if somebody wanna give me the book of Luke 1:70, and somebody give me Sirach 39, we can start there, and we'll let the Spirit lead. And you, Rob, pull up that video about Jimmy Dore.
A real quick one.
Mm-hmm.
This is Isaiah 29:6. Going into the judgment, it say, "Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh
Watch
with thunder."
Watch a little bit of this.
It takes earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and a flame of devouring fire.
Yeah, and that goes into the storms that the Heavenly Father is bringing upon the planet Earth, man. All right, storms, tempests, and it's really all plagues. And you may say, well, if it's being man-made, how was it through the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai? Well, the scriptures goes into how the Lord rooted in the kingdom of men. So he puts the influence of these devils, or put it in the mind of these devils to do certain things, which cause a ripple effect because of the wickedness of this place. Like we went into last week. If you really pay attention to America and all the plagues and all the hell that's coming here, I mean, ask yourself, is it really deserved? Because, I mean, look at the people. The people are completely out of order. They're proud, they're haughty, have no discretion. The women are all over the place. The men are homosexuals. You know, it's total perverse and wicked society. So you can't even be mad at the fact that we're under these intense plagues, man. All right? Because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the Heavenly Father and the Son, warned us through the scriptures what he would do to a wicked society. And this is part of it, which the worst is yet to come. Go ahead.
That was it on that one.
Con.
I got that Luke you called for.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, starting at verse 70. It says, "And he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us."
Yeah, it says, since the world began, the Lord spake through the prophets. So even at the beginning, you had the men of the Lord speaking on events that precedes the end, man. All right, like the Lord tells us in the book. I think it's Isaiah when it goes, and that's the spirit of chariot popped up on the TV Independence Day. But it goes into how damn, I lost my train of thought, Salakia. But it goes into how the end is declared from the beginning, and when the Most High speak of these things, they ultimately come to pass. So famines, plagues, pestilence, judgments, the four sword judgment, the concentration camps, bug outs. It's all part of prophecy. All right. And the Most High is using his men, which is the men of the great millstone, starting off with the elders and the apostles to speak on these things, and they're happening, man. All right. So going back into the time when you first came into the truth and you warned your family members and your baby mothers or your brothers or sisters and stuff like that about impending danger. Now we're living in these times and they can barely scoff. All right. Because now, I mean, shit, everything we prophesied has come to pass. So anything else is just, you dudes just being demons, man.
Mm-hmm.
God, and there's so much going on at one time, specifically even today. You know, we woke up with the news that there's another unaliving happened by ICE, and that was execution style. That dude was laying on the ground after he got jumped by 7 grown ass men, and then they clapped dude. And then on top of that, you got U.S. is warship has been traveling this whole time quietly towards Iran, and it basically is in position to make their move.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing you gotta pay attention to. This is in addition to the horrible weather that's hitting with all these ice storms that's going on. That's a lot. And silver is at $100 per spot price now, an ounce.
Yeah, I was looking at that, bro. Silver was at $100 an ounce, bro. Gold is up to $5 an ounce now, man, and that's less than a year. Last year, silver was literally $25 to $27 an ounce, bro. At the beginning of last year, maybe beginning last year around that time. Now, an ounce of silver is $100, which proves that we are in a collapse. So any day now, they're going to bankrupt the system. The banks are going to shut down. People ain't going to get access to their money, and you're going to have to get the chip.
Yep.
I have another precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is 2 Timothy 3:1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come."
Hmm.
And when you look up that word perilous, it literally means full of danger or risk. You know, so this goes right in hand with the last precept, like the elder was just speaking on. You said that the prophets always spoke about things that's going to happen at the end, you know, specifically 2 wicked kingdoms. And we're here to give you the breaking news of what's going on. And it's up to y'all to pay attention to these prophecies, you know, otherwise you're going to be caught lacking.
Well, you heard what Trump said. Basically, with the whole Greenland deal, you know, they kind of they ain't with it with Trump. Like, I don't really give a shit. We gonna do what we gotta do. So, what is it? Denmark? They already preparing for possibly invasion of America because I mean that's just how he get down. And out of all the times in the world, he's making all these strategic moves to gather up all these resources and having his allies to come against him. I mean, we're home stretch now, bro. Shit, we literally home stretch. The tensions are there. The nations have chose their sides. We see that the whore is breaking off from the beast system. It's all aligned according to the scriptures. So can nobody scoff and say the Bible is a book written by man? The Bible is a divine book inspired through the Heavenly Father that was written through the prophets, man. And it's coming to life. This is a living document. As Yahweh Shai say, living waters, man. Yep. God.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it up.
This is what you mentioned earlier. This is Isaiah 46:10. It say, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
Yep. Everything that was written, foretold, is already in the Lord's counsel. It's already going to come to pass, man. So it's no upsetting prophecy. There's no trying to delay World War III or stave off of kick the can down the road. It's going to happen because that's what the Most High wants to do. All right. I remember Trump made a statement. He said the prophets of doom, they say that we're going to start a war in the Middle East, and that will be the end of pretty much all humanity, so to speak, which, you know, we never said all humanity was going to die, but he brought that up maybe last year or before he got selected, and he made a statement about the prophets of doom. He said we're going to start a war in the Middle East, and he bragged about him stopping 8 wars. Motherfucker, you just started 20. So apparently what the prophets of doom is speaking, you're going to do exactly what the Lord wants you to do. All right?
Quick precept.
Yeah, you got it up.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 20 in the NLT. It says, above all, you must realize that no prophecy in scripture ever came from the prophet's own understanding or from human initiative. No, those prophets were moved by the Holy Spirit, and they spake from the Most High. So when this guy's getting upset at us, at the men, which he's going to try to roll on us, he's really coming against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. you know, and deep down they know this is why they're scared, you know.
Yeah.
So we're just the messengers, man, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. They say, why shoot the messenger, right?
Yep.
God. So yeah, man, bro, we can play that video real quick and let's see what
It's
it's
kind of long. We might have to skip. Oh, it'd be up to y'all. No,
Yeah, we can interject here and there. We can play like the first couple of minutes and then we speak on it and the spirit have us to come back to it. We'll do it. We just want to get to the meat of it.
kind.
They knew they would be creating events exactly like what's happening right now in the US, Winter Storm Fern, that they will blame ultimately as a result of global warming, when in fact it's 100% engineered with chemical ice nucleation operations. But because they use the climate change term, people accept that as, oh, that's just a part of this process. No, it's not. It's engineered.
So the Davos WEF forum in Davos 2026 is happening. It happened this week. And James O'Keefe went undercover and he got them to admit all the stuff that was called a conspiracy theory about people talking about chemtrails and the pollution that governments and private people are putting into the atmosphere under the guise of fighting climate change. Okay. World Economic Forum elites openly admit that chemicals are being sprayed into the atmosphere to cool the planet and even onto the food supply. One insider admits most of these operations are handled by the military, carried out quietly and behind closed doors. James O'Keefe went undercover at the World Economic Forum Davos 2026, capturing officials on camera admitting to what's long been dismissed as a conspiracy theory. So let's watch a little bit of this.
So we invest in these technologies to assist with the warming climate, and the effect of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere will help block some of the warming.
So James O'Keefe is posing as a guy who runs a company who's going to be doing these chemtrail stuffs and cloud seeding and things of that nature. So he's presenting himself as one of them undercover, and watch what he gets them to admit.
And the particles stay in the air for 1 year. So, and actually we're speaking to some of the airplane manufacturers and to see if they can emit some of our technology into the atmosphere to help with the global warming.
Hey,
that's right.
Pause that.
Climate. I mean,
now see, and this is the thing though. They say global warming, but wait a minute. If you have global cooling by fucking up the atmosphere, then you're responsible for global warming. Okay, the planet ain't heating itself because it just decided to do it. It's fucked up because you devils are out of order, man. Okay, you pumping all this shit in the atmosphere. The oceans are full of plastics. You got these power plants all over the place consuming energy. All right, you got chemicals. I mean, it's nothing but pollutants. You spraying pesticides, you're cutting down the rainforest. I mean, the list goes on and on. So now you want to counteract what you've done, and now you want to bring all the snowstorms and shit because for the simple fact you've totally depleted the seasons, man.
Yeah.
You know when the hell we should? It's January 24th. Now we just getting our really first winter storm.
For real. Yeah, Christmas was like 70 degrees.
Bro, it was. Yeah.
And then who said the Earth had to be one temperature for forever? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just like got to be at a 72-degree set point. If the whole crisis that they're saying is the temperature is raising by 1 degree, then all kind of shit's gonna start happening. Well, says who, man? Y'all just making up scientific models saying, you know, that's gonna be an issue. But the Earth has a way of balancing itself, man. You know, so
well,
a lot of this shit he just be making up.
Yeah, because he just conjuring up wickedness. He just want to fuck shit up because that's just what he do. And then when hell, like winter's supposed to come on its own, you're not supposed to force it.
Right.
No, you're not supposed to force an extra hot summer. You're not supposed to be releasing genetically modified mosquitoes into the population while killing off all other, insects, man. You're totally just out of whack, and you're telling on yourself. This Psalm 64, and I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says, "But they should make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away." Yeah, they telling on themselves. When you see them little planes and shit fly across the sky, that's basically the forecast that you're getting up on your phone, the news. That's basically the forecast they're predicting. That's why they're able to predict it, because nobody can really predict the weather head on like that. Like the models and shit they already show you, that's already pre-registered shit, man. It's already pre-calibrated. They already know what it's gonna do because they creating the shit and saying what it's gonna do based on the path of where they fly these planes at, man. You know,
I
that's
appreciate
why. Yeah, that's why. Like last week, bro, when we checked the forecast last camp, it wasn't no snow in the forecast this week, was it?
No,
Nah.
it was a
Temperatures.
low temperature, but it wasn't no snow.
Yeah, we didn't get the forecast for snow maybe it's like Wednesday, late Wednesday. All of a sudden it came out the blue. No, it's because you're creating the storms, man.
this is oh, select.
No, you got it, Todd. You got a preset. Bring it up.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 43, kind of going with Brother Uriah was saying. This Isaiah 43 and 18. It said, remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? It say, I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. It said, the beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, my chosen. And we know that, you know, just for example, this earth's atmosphere is going to have to be changed, man, because the land of Israel right now and the land of Saudi Arabia, that's really like all considered our land and our kingdom. That's what's promised to us. But right now it's a barren desert. So in the kingdom, you know, we ain't gonna get too science and too technical, but there is gonna be, you know, atmospheric changes in the earth to where we're gonna have rain in those lands and it's gonna flourish again how it did in the days of old, man.
Yeah.
Remember the scriptures say after those missiles hit, the whole earth is going to be moved out of its place, you know. So different parts of the land going to be, you know, climate's going to change in various places, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
The deserts on the planet Earth, they're gonna become fruitful again. You know, like the wilderness of Zen, all that, like the wilderness of Zen. We had the well, you got like the Sahara Desert, all those particular deserts, the Lord is gonna repopulate that again. Vegetation, you know, and things are gonna grow, it's gonna flourish again. Like the apostles always say, the biggest desert on the planet Earth will be America, Babylon the Great. But everything else on the planet Earth is gonna prosper, man. You know,
Yep.
Yeah, Esau brought that out with the flood, the evidence of the flood, the Sahara Desert, how it used to be covered. It used to be a lush forest, basically.
Yeah.
And the only way you can get sand that far in is through the ocean. So it was a big surge of water that went over it and dropped a bunch of sand on top of it.
Yep.
So that's all going to be back, you know.
Come. Another precept. This is the book of Psalms 82 and 5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Yep. Everything is out of course. Everything is out of balance. That's why, like we said, like we're going into the video, we just getting the real first taste of winter, damn at the end of January. So that means that because you got seasons that's in 3-month increments, that means that we possibly might not even get a spring. It may go from winter to summer as it usually do. Because like the Farmer's Almanac, how they calculate weather and weather patterns is that they look at certain trends and shit. You know, they go off basically like certain herds and certain models, and they able to come up with some type of guess as to what it may be, not being definitive on point, but they get some type of understanding because Esau would tell you that spring is March 21st, but reality of it is the spring comes in when the weather starts to change. So that first plethora of hot weather or warm weather, like the end of February, the beginning of March, that's technically your springtime, man. Like the scriptures call it the month of Abib, which means the first of months, things start to grow back. Then you got March, April, May, or you got April, May, and June. So technically the 1st of June will be considered the summertime because y'all brothers know, like at the Memorial Day, shit just get hot as hell in Kansas City. It's not by coincidence. It's because we're literally in the summertime. It's because it's not the 21st of June doesn't mean anything. That's just Esau's bullshit. But at the beginning of the month, that's when the shifts start to happen, is because that's when your seasons come in.
And that brother's in the precept, he said the whole earth is out of course, and that's predominantly starting with the leadership and who's in control, man.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Esau, this nigga, this nigga's created to be a fucking slave, man. But the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, put him in a rulership position in the earth. Why you think everything's fucked up now?
Sir.
God, and I wanted to bring out a little bit more information too. because we mentioned how they fucking up with the weather right now, manipulating shit, and that's part of that. It's part of a psyop too, to focus on the people's emotions and get them to riot. They really want a civil war. But just typed in an AI, the effects of cold weather on people's psyche. All right, it says physical discomfort. Cold temperatures can lead to physical discomfort, which may heighten irritability. People may experience muscle tension or fatigue during the cold. You have seasonal affective disorder. Some people suffer from that. It's a type of depression linked to seasonal changes in the winter. All right, cold limits outdoor activities and social interactions, leading to feelings of isolation, reduce social engagement. It can affect hormonal levels to include related to stress and mood. Okay, so people are already pissed off, and you put the squeeze on their money, and you start unloading people point blank range in front of everybody in the street. That increases the chances that people are gonna riot and turn the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, they mentioned that we had a saying a long time ago in Chicago. They said in Chicago, they said when the weather break, they said warm weather, that's just enough for them to start cutting up, bro. Like, I mean, literally the first day of spring in Chicago, you probably had like 80 shootings, bro. Like, niggas is something about what the transition from the cold to the hot, it ignites some in people, man, and it causes them to do bugged out shit. But going back into Esau genetically modify these winters, it makes sense, man. You know, this dude was breaking it down yesterday on his video I was watching it, and he was like, look, man, but people are in a certain state of mind, the shit that they're spraying, people are ingesting this shit, these chemicals, and it's changing their chemical makeup in their mind, and they're doing inconducive shit, man. You know, so but we could play a little bit more of that video.
We don't like to use the term climate engineering. It scares people, so we prefer.
But from being an engineer, I think that's actually what you do. It's
yes.
You can have financial engineering, you can have, I'm sure, climate engineering, because it involves something that's more scientific.
Yes, exactly. You're an engineer, you understand. And from Sweden, right? So we don't like to call them chemtrails. We don't like to use this.
So what do you call it instead?
Well, we call it aerosol injection. Aerosol. It's kind of like little droplets, and the droplets form in the air, and they stay there for a year.
Yeah.
It's modeled kind of a mini volcanic eruption, actually.
Yeah. I mean, aviation fuels have some sulfur in them. So it creates some sulfur dioxide emissions naturally, and that does have a.
So this is a guy's name is Kennedy Ritchie. He's the president and CEO at 4Air, and so it creates some sulfur dioxide emissions naturally, and that does have a cooling effect.
Now, this guy, Kennedy Ritchie, he runs a company called 4Air, spoke on stage, and he says on his website that he wants to, quote, decarbonize the aviation industry. He actually told me he was trying to eliminate contrails entirely, but then brought up cloud seeding.
A lot of the work actually came out of the military, so they do this all the time.
Whoa!
Have you worked with them at all?
No, because they're a little more closed door about their procedures.
You ever heard of sulfur dioxide?
Yeah.
You've heard of that? Okay. Yeah.
It's actually pretty cheap to do it. The ability to put sulfur dioxide up there is actually a pretty cheap way to cool down the earth.
Oh, yeah.
So the opportunity for, one or two people to do it is, impressive. He went a little further. He's like, it'd be interesting if the government start doing this over each other's territory.
All right, so I typed this in, man. This is crazy because you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to inject aerosol into the atmosphere to get what you need to get. If you wouldn't have fucked everything up in the first place, we wouldn't have this problem. Now you just created a counter effect of. You just created what do you call it? You just created a bad effect that's gonna have on people and their health, man. And you're doing that shit on purpose. Because it says aerosol in the atmosphere significantly impact climate by reflecting or absorbing sunlight. Remember when they had that thing, they wanted to block out the sun? And noticing every time they block out the sun, man, you have this real dark, murky ass feel. It just seems off, man. The weather seems off. The atmosphere feels dense.
Yeah, even like a haze.
Yeah, it's like a haze, man. It's not even natural. Even the birds and shit is having a hard time figuring out what needs to be done because everybody's circadian rhythm is thrown off, man. Mm-hmm. Like they say birds used to fly south for the winter. Hell, I'm seeing birds outside the house literally struggling to make a nest because it's so cold.
Yeah. I saw birds flying all kind of crazy directions, man. Like they were running into each other this past week, man. Like they supposed to just been down south by now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but they're so off they're off the course of nature because Esau has destroyed everything. And it says generally creating a cooling effect that masks about half the warming caused by greenhouse gases. These tiny particles from natural and human sources, influence cloud formation, alter precipitation patterns, and cause major health issues by reducing air quality. So I went down here. It says environmental and health impacts. Makes sense as to why the grass is dull, why the trees are dying off, why you have all this shit in your soil now. Like the soil is completely tainted. But it says inhaling aerosol pollution is linked to 7 million premature deaths annually, causing respiratory issues and lung damages. Makes sense.
That's fucked up, bro.
that go your respiratory affection right there, man.
Yeah. People cases of asthma and shit going up. Like all of these illnesses coming up. It ain't even exist before the 80s. And all of a sudden it's just taking people out by the millions now. You doing shit like this.
Yeah, it says aerosols deposits pollutants into ecosystems, oceans, and on glaciers, accelerating melting.
Damn.
This dude is the devil, man.
I had a precept.
Yeah, you got it up.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, but that is worshipped, so that he is as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing that he is the Most High. And so that's basically what this guy's doing with cloud seeding, trying to manipulate the weather. I forgot what that devil name was, but he says he who controls the weather controls the world. And this is how Esau thinks, man. He doesn't think about the 82-year-old that's just gonna die freezing because they ain't heard from their kids. The roads got shut down. A hospital loses power. He doesn't care about the collateral damage. He's just a proud demon.
Yep. Okay.
Precept.
Yeah, you got it up.
This is Isaiah 24:4. It say the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. It say the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Because Esau, man, he's the curse that goes throughout the earth, man. And that's why the earth and all of creation is ultimately mourning and waiting for righteous rulers to be set up. Because this dude has turned everything backwards and upside down, man, to the point to where most people are just going to be destroyed because they've been compromised by this damn devil.
Excellent point, bro. Yeah, that's all I like quote. I think that's Sirach 10 that you quoted. It says that the Most High is going to turn a rulership over to one that's profitable. And this is why, brothers are praying like hell to get the hell out of here. But you know what? It works out for our favor, because out of all this shit that's happening, remember, brothers, when we pray up curses on this place, this is the plague that the Lord is bringing. So in many ways, we're not really mad at this shit. I pray that Esau continues to do. It's really the Heavenly Father, but we pray that the Most High continue to use Esau to destroy his own world. Because at the end of the day, you ain't doing nothing but add more damage to your economic system. You got to pay more money, which is going to further accelerate the collapse of the dollar, and that's just going to be murder she wrote, because regardless of it, you still going down, man. All right. 2026, may Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai be the year that he bring this fucking devil down, and you false prophets out there, man.
Right.
Because a lot of you false prophets, man, we going to cuss your ass out too. Because a lot of you niggas, you so focused on us to the point you're not even paying attention to what's happening in the world, man. All this prophecy happening, man, all the shit happening, you want to focus on a graven image, man. And Van Ashton, nigga, stop fucking tagging me in your fucking videos, man. All right? Stop tagging us in your video. We don't give a shit about what the fuck you're talking about, man. All right? Because you's a fucking clown. And the Most High is going to fucking kill you, nigga. You've already been warned, and we've already threw up curses on your bitch ass. So stay the fuck off our pages with your bullshit. If you can't get it, then nigga, go fucking jump off a bridge, man. Got time to be playing games with you niggas.
Yeah.
Graven images. Nigga, fuck you and your graven image. How about that?
Nigga's a weirdo, man.
Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo, nigga. What the fuck is up with you niggas in Israel making videos in a car with these thick ass shades on, man? What the fuck is up with that? Like you got some other goofy that tagged us in another video talking about this is for GMS Israelites and some other shit. Nigga, fuck what y'all talking about. You ain't talking about what Yahweh Shemi Shai is talking about through the men of the Lord, then fuck you.
That's right.
And that's just the spirit we in, and we don't give a shit about any of you niggas. Call it hate, call it whatever the fuck you want to call it. But at the end of the day, you niggas are gonna die.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let me get this precept real quick. This is the book of Sirach 36, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at 3. It says, "Lift up thy hand against strange nations and let them see thy power." The Lord is showing His power, man. All right, and we ain't seen nothing yet. Hey, ICE got the ability now to kick down your door without a warrant. And you niggas are still playing games? They're being trained up by the IDF. Research them and the type of Gestapo bullshit that they do. Look at what they did to them Ghazians out there. They was starving them out, starving the babies out, man. Using them for sport, torture. A lot of shit that Esau do don't get caught on camera.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, "As thou hast sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us, and let them know thee as we have known thee, that there be no power, but only thou, O God." Right, because it's only one Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, being the Most High and His Son, man. All right, there's no other power greater than the Most High and His Son. And it reads, and it says, "Show new signs and make other strange wonders, and glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth wondrous works," man. And that's going to start in the form of judgment, because not only the snowstorm, hot summers, man, fucking blackouts, grid outages, they're talking about in certain parts of the states, hey, you may get up to like damn near 15 inches of snow, man. Blackouts, grid being shut down, pileups. And you know a stupid person tried to travel in the middle of this shit and got turned upside down, man.
Oh, yeah. We see it all the time out here, man. It's fucking idiot. They don't even drive right, when it's not bad weather, man.
Yeah.
They're speeding, they're cutting you off still, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, slow your ass down.
Yeah, it's like they got a death wish or something.
Yeah.
But it says, "Raise up indignation, pour out wrath, and take away the adversary, and destroy the enemy." And the enemy is starting with you devils first and foremost. Because out of all this unalive ICE is doing, and I'm pretty sure they're killing more people than what they're showing. But eventually, when that starts to hit home, people are going to start to rouse up against that. Okay? People are going to start to fight back, because now you got Americans stating that, well, look, we need to take up arms and we got to overthrow this system. That's sedition among men. That's prophesied in 2nd Esdras. We basically in a civil war. And when the weather break, ICE is finna turn up, man.
And then you got the prophets. Prophets, predominantly men of Great Millstone. The elders in Chicago last week for their lesson, they titled it, "This is not your fight, Jake."
Yeah.
But niggas had that Stockholm syndrome that think that, ICE is partially attacking them. They feel like they got to do something about it. Nigga, all you got to do is learn the name of your power. You know what I'm saying? Get in the right order and pray for mercy. We ain't doing nothing to march and protest with these people, man. Let this fucking society die, man.
Yeah,
but niggas don't want America to die,
That's a good point, because these people definitely about to get up, man, dealing with that civil war, because the fact that ICE don't need a judicial warrant, they said they can just use an administrative warrant. All right, they said that's pretty much going to infringe upon the 4th Amendment, unreasonable search and seizure, coming in people's houses and shit. What do you think is going to stop them from grabbing, from doing that to you random ass people out there? It ain't just going to be the tribes.
Yeah.
Well, they already doing it. They already beating up random people. The dude who they unalived today, I don't know if that was a Jake or not, but the guy they shot, I don't think he was an illegal.
He was a Edomite dude.
Nah, he was Esau.
Yeah.
He was Esau.
There you go. There you go. They unalived his ass, man. So they already beating up American people. They throwing motherfuckers out of cars and shit. The Constitution is pretty much null and void. You can literally burn this shit because it's null and void at this point. Okay, when he gave them when he gave them an administrative purpose to come and raid your homes without a warrant from a judge, then that was the end of your freedom of speech right there. Because now, you know, allegedly they're going for guns and shit. Now, I'm not saying they're doing that now, but somehow, some way, through this Palantir system and through this AI shit, they're gonna try to do it like a weapons grab or some shit. Don't know how they're gonna do it. Don't know how they figured it out. But when you go for these weapons, that's when Esau is gonna really let loose, because the common devil ain't gonna let you get his AR. He ain't gonna let you get his AR-10, his AR-15. He ain't gonna let you get his Smith and Wesson. You know, he ain't gonna let you get his what do you call, what's a good weapon that Esau like? He likes the motherfucking
Heckler and Koch.
Yeah, man. Spades and shit. He ain't gonna let you come for that, man, because that's Esau's blessing.
Yeah, it's gonna go down. Yeah, people don't realize he ain't even really turned the ice up. You know, like that comedian Tim Dillon said, he's a bunch of backyard wrestlers out there right now. But wait till he starts getting heavy with that AI Palantir thing, man, and then he starts releasing these robots.
Yeah,
you know, and then they ain't gonna disobey orders at all. You know, right now you got female ICE agents out there. You know, when they get real, they gonna bitch up. But how's he gonna finish the job? You know, he's got something bigger.
Hey, Boston Dynamics. Boston Dynamics, man, they showed a small test on what they can do. You got these companies out in Asia, you know, creating these particular prototypes and shit. I mean, these walking prototypes, they can literally they can fight, they can box, they can do martial arts, they can run, they can jump, they can shoot. What was that movie with John David Washington, Denzel's son? It was a movie he came out with maybe 2 years ago, and they showed you like an army, like a police army, but it was full of robots, man.
Yeah, the creator.
Yeah, the creator.
The movie Monsters of Man was good too, real good.
Yeah. So Esau got some shit that he getting ready to. When people start to turn up, he got something that he can go in and totally he can foil chaos overnight if he wanted to.
Yep.
Quick precept. Go ahead. You got it, bro.
This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." You know, so that sedition means an uprising against established authority or monarch. All right, so these people are about to start rising up and fighting. And that part where it says invading one another, that's what you see ICE doing right now. It says their course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's Esau's power right now in this kingdom to go in your shit without a judicial warrant now. They've been given the green light with an administrative warrant, which is basically they just call the police chief, say, "Hey, what's up? Can I come in here?" And you're like, "Yeah." That's the administrative warrant right there. Judicial means you got to get signed off by a judge. So that means they can come in your shit if they suspect you of anything, which you already see that their suspicions is based off racial profiling, not facts.
Yeah.
And that's
too, bro.
Feel like.
Yeah, but hey, notice too though, they're moving a lot of these migrants strategically, like even if they're not even Israelites, like the Somalian people, East Indian people, you know, it's a lot of foreign people that just been moving in the area lately, and they're moving a lot of these people in these housing complex right around Jake. And remember what Christy Noem said. She said that, look, if we speculate that a migrant is around you or live around you, we got the right to detain you too. Like, wait a minute, what the fuck does a Somalian motherfucker got to do with me? Because he moves. I didn't make the nigga move downstairs. That ain't my problem. Why do I have to get beat down and threw out the fucking front door and drug head first into a black vehicle, all because this nigga wanted to move downstairs for me? That's stupid, man.
Yeah. Told your ass be ready to show ID. But like you were saying, y'all saw with the whole warrant and shit. I mean, they can, walk up in your crib for no reason. Keep in mind, a lot of these proud ass women live alone, man. So if an ICE agent, he could say, "Oh, we suspect somebody in here." These women, all they got is that little small ass chihuahua in there, man. What's gonna stop an ICE agent coming in there and fucking taking the box, man?
Oh yeah.
Hey,
even if they got a dog like a pit bull, he's just gonna pop that dog immediately.
Put that nigga down.
Hey, she got a chihuahua and a 380. She ain't shit. She ain't shot yet, bro. Like, if it's walking around with a 380 in our purse, like, what you gonna do with that, bro?
That's that spirit of might makes right, which I've been hearing a lot lately. Might makes right when they went and took Venezuela. the spirit of whoever's the strongest. That's what makes something right. And that's the spirit that's gonna basically mutate all over the place. People are just gonna be taking shit, man. You know,
Yeah.
that spirit that
And
Donald Trump is in, taking Greenland, that spirit is gonna hit individuals, man. It might not be on the scale of a country, but that spirit of might makes right, like the scriptures say, our strength be the law of justice. You know, those heathens, that's what's gonna be flourishing out here. You know, you
and you know
women
they
that are just
already
walking
started that.
around. So lucky.
No, my bad. I was just adding, you know, they already started that because they had a case where a ICE agent, he was getting a box from a lady that was detained in exchange for letting her see her daughter, man. She had to give him the box and he would let him see her daughter.
Damn.
That's a spirit because I was thinking of it, bro, and you literally took the words out of my mouth because I was gonna mention that guy that got arrested that was ravishing a woman, you know, at will. So they already got in the spirit that that's what they want to do to all these thoughts on social media, you know, shaking ass and shit, you know, living alone, thinking that shit's cute, you know. So all they need to do is justification. We need to go in her place because we suspect that she's illegal. They go in there, they all paid each other off, nobody says shit, and they run trains on the motherfucker, man, and then offer.
Well,
You know they got the shiesties.
Peep game though. That's why if you pay attention, brothers, a lot of women and this is why the bullshit got to be stopped. This is why the Lord got to bring the death, because in these times, women, they should be really crying out for men, and they're trying to put themselves strategically in Jake's face. Like in certain areas, I'm noticing women are popping up more at. But see, they're so proud to the point they can't just say that, look, I'm looking for a man. They would try to have that. They still proud, bro. They still got that proudness on them. Like they winning. Like y'all ain't got it, bro. Y'all ain't never had it. But y'all not winning. Like you live alone. You have multiple child's fathers. Okay. No man wants to deal with you. You still acting entitled. Like when I be going to the gym and shit, like the gym I be, you know, boxing and shit at, man. I'm noticing like women started to come in there more now. You know, Jake chicks and shit like that. And Spirit, like, you know why they up here, right? I'm like, yeah, why? The Spirit, like, because they trying to find a man to take them on.
Yep.
I was talking to this one chick up there and shit. We had left at the same time. And she was telling me, she said, yeah, I've been single for a year and I've been celibate. She was finna lie. And I looked at it. She said, I've been celibate for like 6 months. And back in my mind, I'm like, the fuck are you telling me this shit for? Like, well, what do you what's your beat on telling me this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you here for? You trying to find? And that proves that we getting ready to go in go mode, because when you go to gyms, you have warrior-minded Jakes there. So they looking for somebody to protect their ass, man, without saying, humbling down, saying, look, I know I ain't been right towards y'all. I want to humble down and I want to come underneath your jurisdiction, and I want you to be a guiding to me. They would never say that until it's too late.
Yeah. You just put them on contract, man. Just throw me the box and then I'll think about it. You know what I'm saying? All of that emotional, romantic love and shit, that shit is cooked, man. That shit is over with.
Nah, bro. Ain't no way.
You women, that's why the scriptures have to tell you to tremble, you women that are at ease, because these women, they literally will just sit there, you know, till the last minute and then try to run out and get a man. You've been home for 30 years. You know? You were not a wife, man. Okay. You just trying to save yourself, man. And men are gonna catch on to that, man. And that's why when the brother read that scripture, that came to mind, because it says invading one another. That's a spirit that's on people, man. Just taking shit. I'm bigger than you. I'm gonna take it. I got to drop on you with a weapon. I'm gonna take it. You know, it's and women cannot survive those environments without a man. Okay, and I know they see it coming, but they just still proud, like the elder said. You know.
Yeah, that's why the elder mentioned she mentioned she was celibate for 6 months, but that's why scriptures go into the fact that to take away their shame and reproach, ultimately, of being unmarried, they're gonna start trying to grab hold of the men of the Lord. You know,
yeah.
It's ultimately a shameful thing to be unmarried, single, you know, empowered woman out here by yourself in these times, mainly because your ass ain't gonna have no type of protection like we going into, man.
Yeah, bro. It's and you know what? If the hell with them, because you know it's too out of work. It's out of order, man. It's just like you women have literally destroyed your lives, made the worst decisions possible, and now it's a man's responsibility to come in and fix your wrong choices. I was talking to this chick earlier today, man, last night, and you know sometimes you let a person talk enough, they put their foot in their mouth. For one thing, brothers, if you get on a dating app, do not take none of that shit serious. It's all sports, bro. All that fucking that what do they call it? The profiles they write and all. Yeah, I'm looking for a man to match my energy, and then fuck you, go.
Yeah,
What?
you gotta be able to handle me.
You got to be able to, I'm looking for a man that's not on games, a God fearing. So this chick, she like, I want a God fearing man. I said, oh, okay, a God fearing man, right? So I was like, what did I say to this bride? And I said something like, okay, so you want a God fearing man, but I'm like, are you a God fearing woman? Are you this, you this, you this, and that? She totally sidestepped that question and tried to go into some other shit, which let me know that the bitch wasn't right. So,
oh yeah,
hey, I'm like, I'm asking you this because I heard this too many times that you look for God fearing men, but when I lay down a law on what a God fearing man is and what constitutes a God fearing woman, then that's when your fucking opinions come. She couldn't say shit. So the bitch left me the number. So I texted her and shit. And then I was like, so are you submissive? Are you friendly? Are you this and that? And I'm like, I don't want to hear this. I'm only submissive to like certain men type shit. I'm like, because submission is not conditional, bitch. Submission is based on the Most High giving a man the authority, no matter how righteous or wicked he is. Mm-hmm. Just the fact he's a man, he has authority over you, you submit. Don't give me all that, well, all y'all don't deserve submission. Well, but you got 2 kids, 3 kids, about 2 different men. What make you think you deserve to even be entertaining a conversation? Like, what do you think you deserve my entertainment for? Like, who the fuck you think you are? Bitch, you have nothing to offer. You've been ran through. You're not with none of your child's fathers. Why did that fail? And you got to be careful too, brother. When they got all these kids and shit, and every relationship failed, it ain't always the man's fault, man.
Yeah.
Why we paying for your? Yeah. Why do we have to pay for your bad decision making?
A lot of these chicks don't realize they get treated like the fucking shoes at the bowling alley, man, and they like it, man. They like being treated like the bowling alley shoes, man. Somebody come in and use them, they keep it pushing.
Because it's what they are. They make bad choices, but quick precept.
And you ain't got to wipe that up either, for the record.
Right.
Look, any nigga that tell you got a wife or woman in Babylon, the nigga's out his fucking mind, bro.
Right. You wouldn't take them bowling alley shoes home?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you got men that say that because because of what they do, like whoever you decide to marry, that's on you. Like if you want to marry the fucking Paulette next door and that shit, that's on you. But at the end of the day, don't be pushing that spirit on brothers like we gotta marry every woman we fucking stick our ride in, bro. This ain't no goddamn Brady Bunch brothel, nigga. You know the fuck we at?
Right. Go outside, nigga. Like what they say online, touch grass, man.
Yeah.
You can't see why you can't just be out here wiping hoes up, especially if you sign a contract, man. You stupid.
That's why a lot of you Israelites, I'm gonna say it, a lot of you Israelites, you're gonna be put to death, man. Deservedly so, man. All right, because the Lord is sick of you niggas. We tired of you niggas. Quick precept, real quick. Salakia, this is the book of Psalms 94, and I'm gonna start at verses 20. And it reads, it says, should a throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frame in mischief by law? Going back to what the brother was saying earlier about the whole administrative warrant. They bypass judicial warrant, which had to be signed off by a judge, and now you have administrative warrant, which is through an organization that's not even constitutional to barge into your house. So if you Edomites out there, you believe in your constitutional rights, you know what the Constitution say about the castle doctrine, you know what your Constitution say about being able to bear arms and to defend yourself. So if you were really about that life, then you ain't gonna let nothing infringe on your fucking life. Because if somebody's hammering down your door, that means they want to do something to you, bro. Now if ICE knocks on the door, even though they don't have a right to do this, but let's say if they knock on the door and say, look, we just want to have a word with you. We got intel that a legal live here. We just wanted to check the premises. Even though I may say, fuck you, but still that's more appropriate versus kicking in somebody's door, beating them down, and then after you unalive them, you find out it's not the target. You just created another problem, man.
Nope.
It says they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. Yeah, Israel is innocent. Okay, at the grand scheme of things, our people are the innocent. Even though they're wicked, they're the innocent because the Most High has put them in a situation that Esau has created stumbling blocks for our people, which caused them to go off. And it says, and he should bring, it says, but the Lord is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge, and he should bring upon them their own iniquity, and should cut them off in their own wickedness. Yeah, the Lord our power should cut them off. So that would be a standard that would be lifted once Esau rose on the men of the Lord. And the Lord is going to cut them off, because even through the midst of the chaos, the Lord is going to have certain situations that transpire among Esau, Edom, the division, to help the men of the Lord escape out the back door, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Quick reset.
You got it up.
This is Isaiah 19:2. It say, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. You know, ultimately going into these wars, you know, civil wars. But if you take note, at least with the ICE shootings that they've reported on so far, you know, the killings have been fellow Edomites, man. You know, first it was that Edomite bitch, and then this last one was the Edomite dude. So that's showing you the Lord is setting these Egyptians against each other, man. So we are about to witness these people rise up and fight back against their own government.
Yep.
It's broad daylight shit, and it's all recorded, man. You know?
Keep going, bro. Keep going, Ricard. Keep going.
Verse 3, Isaiah 19:3. It say, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. They shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Verse 4, it say, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts.
Hey, that sounds like Nero 47 in my opinion.
Yeah.
You fit the bill.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see cruel. You've never heard a president talk openly about just taking other countries, renaming bodies of water, and you know, land grabs, you know, just taking people oil, you know, like they're just openly saying it now, man. You know,
yeah.
At least they've always done it, but you know, Esau get up there and use soft words and shit. But Trump, he's at the point now, he's just like, we just gonna take it. Even other Europeans are not even exempt, man. So you already know this guy, he's got to be that cruel Lord.
Yep. They just they just exited the WEF, or no, not the World Health Forum. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They just left that. So NATO, that NATO shit about to get broken up, man. And what the cause of it is gonna be America. And so NATO will be like, all right, well, we can't be a unit. We just gonna have to get, you know, we have to eliminate the bitch nigga, which is America, man.
Right.
Well, they say he put the world on notice in that speech. He gave like a 40-minute speech on what he was getting ready to do. He already had the line drawn out, the money he wanted to get to Greenland. He said, we're going to give him $100,000 per citizen. But the people of Greenland, they said, we don't want nothing to do with that because, for one thing, we got free education. You know, we got government facilities that, you know, the government pays us to go to school. He said, the girl was like, well, we don't own no land out here because essentially Greenland belongs to everybody, which is bullshit. Because at the end of the day, you're still in slavery under Esau. But she said America is practically a welfare state. She said, we don't really want you coming here with that because, like, we good over here. We good. The air quality is better. The food is better. We got better opportunity. You don't have a poor person for real or a homeless motherfucker in Greenland, bro. So why would they want that up there? You know? Like, why would you want that, man? You know? And Trump, he's basically turning the whole world against him. Same thing that happened in Rome. Hey, they're spread so thin to the point that you're getting ready to fight a war against the entire world alone, man. With only Israel backing you. And the Israelis can't even hold their own against the Iranians, man. So at the end of the day, you're going to have America and them small hats, them tiny tops, that's going to be up against all these nations, and they're going to get smoked, man.
Yep.
Facts.
I got another precept. If bro didn't have any more on that.
Yeah, somebody get after you read that, somebody give me the book of Jeremiah 49, start at like verses 21.
God. This is book of Matthew, chapter 24. Start at verse 19. It says, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. You know, so we basically are getting in these times where it's going to be the worst of the times of all history, including all the way from the book of Genesis up until this point. This time that we're approaching, and this Jacob's trouble is going to be worse than all of that. So that alone should have you meditate and dwell on the type of horrors that's getting ready to come. That's why it says, woe to them that with child. Like we were just going into the warning on how these women are in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the worst time ever to have an infant baby that's nursing on milk, which a lot of y'all women don't be breastfeeding unless you're trying to get a social media attention. You show your titties on there while you're breastfeeding. But besides that, a lot of these women ain't doing it, man. They got Enfamil, they got Similac, you know.
Yep.
So all that stuff's gonna be scarce, and you got a crying infant giving away your position when you're on the move, you know. So it's not gonna be looking good for you people, man. And it says, pray that your flight be not in the winter. Think about what's going on right now in this storm. Hey, that's the worst time, the most difficult time to try to be on the move to escape something.
Yeah.
Well, the Lord is not with them, man. You know, Yahweh Shai said that in Luke, the 23rd chapter. He says it's going to come a time when they say, blessed will be the barren in the womb and the paps that have not sucked, roughly paraphrasing it. Because the Lord was warning them about the Romans besieging Jerusalem. And he was trying to tell Jake, but Jake didn't take heed. So essentially the Lord wasn't with those Jakes. So, you brother, brothers have children, because the Lord requires a certain amount of spirits on the earth. But as a collective, it's not wise to be bringing in kids in this world, man, especially when a woman, you just have invaded her. And I wouldn't want to put a baby in these women anyway, brothers. You just asking for trouble. You asking just to be taken to the cleaners, bro. Because now every baby that's born, they got to put that, you dig in them.
Yep. Especially the way things are going. You don't want to have that many attachments in the world, and you kind of want to keep your responsibilities limited. The scriptures say, "Be even as pilgrims upon the earth."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the time to come, it's gonna be hard to feed one mouth. How's it gonna be when you gotta feed 5, 6 of them, and then you marry a woman who got kids? Now you got 8 mouths to feed. Now what you gonna do then?
Yeah, they gonna bounce, man. A lot of you single mothers that took these stepfathers for granted, they gonna leave your ass, man. Like they ain't my kids. When the shit hit the fan, like this shit gonna get real, man.
Yes, sir. Oh, and that Jeremiah 49 start at 7, brother, and we can kind of read all the way down.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? His counsel perished from the prudent.
Can you put the precept on the screen now? Can you put the precept on the screen?
This is Jeremiah 49 and 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? His counsel perished from the prudent. Is their wisdom vanished?
Yes, actually, as their wisdom vanished, because if you look at it, it's sloppy, bro. This whole ICE takeover shit is sloppy. The whole Greenland of what you did in Venezuela is all sloppy, bro. You're showing your hand every way. Everybody sees you coming. You're telling the Iranians to continue civil unrest on their government, but at the same time, you threaten to invoke the Insurrection Act on people that's rioting in your society for the same shit that they crooked ass government is doing. It's the hypocrisy, man.
Yep.
Everybody knows that you wanted civil unrest to continue to Iran so you could be justified on getting boots on the ground in there, Delta 9 or whatever Delta troops you want to bring in there to be justified on raiding and switching the regimes, because Esau, he wants to change the regime in Iran. He wants that land, bro. He wants to set up a Rothschild central bank down there so he can take control of the resources. Because if he control Iran and Venezuela, bro, that's checkmate, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Verse 8, it says, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have had enough.
Yeah, because with Venezuela, they said that they tried to do a deal with America, but they didn't accept the deal. He don't want no deal. He looks at it like you said earlier, the quote you made about how the strongest, how they can just come in and debo your shit. That's how they rule. Mm-hmm. He like, look, man, we can overtake you at the end of the day. So you either give us this or we gonna take it. Fuck a 80-20 deal, 70-30 deal. Even if America got a 30% deal out of that, they would have still been good. Would have still been able to bring some type of relief to your economy. But instead, you want to take it all, man.
Yeah. Well, he's more worried about Russia and China. See, he don't really care about the riches. He just don't want other niggas to have it. You know, because he runs out of insecurity, man. You know, it don't matter how much money Esau got, bro. If he find out you got some shit and he gonna come get it. You know, that's why Habakkuk the 2nd chapter speaks about him that way, man. He's just, you know, it ain't about money. You know what I'm saying? I think Elon is worth what, 700 billion now. You know,
Yep.
And you think he gonna stop? You know.
What it say? His desire is hell and cannot be satisfied. What do you do with a nigga that can never be satisfied? You just gotta kill him, man, because he will destroy everything around it and still want more, man.
Yeah, true.
Yep, that's right. Verse 10, it says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself."
And that's what we're seeing right now, man. A lot of social media, you know. A lot of social media, and first of all, the prophets, before all the social media and all the whistleblowers and all everybody bringing things to light, the prophets of Yahweh Shai being on the scene is what's making him the most bare. But you have other outside or secular sources that are backing up what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? You got niggas, Andrew Tate, Candace Owens, them, Fuentes, everybody going in on the fucking small hat, man. All right, we all making it publicly known and aware that the small hats in the United States, Edomites today, are the fucking devils in this planet Earth, man. And there ain't nothing you can do to hide it. You can't cover it up. You can't change your identity again. You're Amalek, you're Esau, and you gonna wear that fucking heritage to the end, man.
Yeah. Hey, and I'll say this too, bro, because I be scrolling Instagram here and there, man. I've never seen as many precepts coming out. And the comment sections of random Instagram videos, you know, small hats, people posting Bible verses and things of that nature now, man. You know, why is that? Because the jig is up, man. You know, you're gonna have to take this shit.
Yeah, but that's why you know, Esau, that's how we know the famine of the word is imminent, man. Because I don't know if you brothers noticed, but like I think that TikTok, I think the deal it fully went into effect the other day. I don't know if it was the other day or this morning, because they had you, like, when you log in, they had you agree to like new updated terms.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all noticed that, but
yep.
You know, just going into the fact this dude's been exposed, they know all this out so they can try to control the narrative, can control what you people see. Esau's being made bare. You can't hide no more, man. All right, every finger is pointing at your ass, even your own people. Like we started with the video with the cloud seeding and shit. Your own tongue is falling on you, man.
Well, I got a quick precept for you, bro. This is the book of Job 18 and 5. It says, "Yea, the light of the wicked should be put out, and the spark of his fire should not shine, and the light should be dark in his tabernacle, and the candle and his candle should be put out with him. The steps of his strength should be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down."
Yep.
Own counsel, bro. His own people coming up against him. So it's Edomites bringing this information out, man. You got Jake speaking on it, but you know, Jake regurgitates shit. Like now you look on TikTok, brother, and you know how you got all these people talking about, oh, well, yeah, you know, the weather's being controlled by the government and World War III. Like, you niggas, shut up, man. Y'all don't know shit.
Yeah.
All right, you're regurgitating what the men of the Lord said. Y'all ain't do no research, and everybody wants to break down the compounds of sea moss now. After you niggas had a horrible diet for the last 25 years, and all of a sudden now you want to be the biggest health gurus, man. Hey, the men of the Lord, we gonna get our fucking credit, man. Right?
Right.
Niggas just now finding out about sea moss.
Yeah. This time, oh yeah, you know, I drink turmeric now. Like, motherfucker, I've been drinking that shit the last 15 years. Tell me something I don't know.
You're right, bro. You're right. Hey, niggas is fucking late, man.
Yeah, they'll be on point with the sea moss or some shit. Then you hear playing in the Biru all of a sudden come out. You be like, all right, that nigga lost.
Yeah.
The niggas be piecing together little bits of shit, but they don't y'all don't have it, man. You know.
Yep.
That's why the 2/3 really pisses me off, man. Because like, you know, they're worse than Esau in most cases. When it said like the deaf out of that stop of their ear, that's talking about niggas too. Y'all ever just talk to a nigga and the shit went in one ear out the next. Like they totally didn't hear nothing you just said. It's like you be breaking things down to them. You know what I'm saying? They may have like a basic knowledge, but when you go into it and break down the compounds of this shit, it's like it just went over their head. It's just like, motherfucker, did you not just hear me just tell you this shit? Like, what the fuck wrong with you?
Yeah. And you know, predominantly, I hear that a lot when you go into the conversation of Esau being the devil. You'll go into all the examples, and what would niggas say? Oh, well, you got evil people of every nation. You got evil people amongst black people.
First thing they say, yeah.
That right there just show you why you can't. That's why Yahweh Shai say, why cast your pearls before swine, bro? I'm past the point of just teaching every Israelite they're Israelite, man. If you don't know at this point, then hey, you don't need to know. Unless you come up sincerely and really want to inquire. We're not just gonna say, hey, sister, you know you're a Hebrew Israelite. They don't give a fuck about their heritage, man. No. You know, and we don't do shit for camera play. Like I'm noticing too, bro. If you ever paid attention to like these Elder Malcolm will call them add water Israelites. And one thing too, I'm gonna say this. You niggas that wear the t-shirt fringes, that's not properly priestly attire, by the way. For all you niggas that get on us for not wearing fringes on our bottom of our t-shirt, going to Walmart trying to stunt and be deep. Oh, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Well, none of you really don't know what it even means to be an Israelite, first of all. But having fringes on the bottom of a t-shirt is not a priestly garment, man. The scriptures tell you what type of garment you're supposed to wear and how the proper aesthetic being an Israelite, man. Just because you wear goddamn fringes on your goddamn white beater when you get out the shower don't make you a prophet of the Lord, man. You know, you bunch of hypocrites, man. Fringes ain't gonna get you in the kingdom, nigga. Give a fuck what you say.
Yep.
Yeah, the scriptures say it's a mantle, you know. So it's not a regular, like a t-shirt, technically an undergarment. A mantle is something you put over your regular clothes, and it's, like a cape. It's long down to the foot. Yeah, that's what the prophet Samuel had when that witch saw him going up. Yeah. She saw a spirit with a mantle on. She was like, yeah, she spotted him out, you know. So that's not what a t-shirt does. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Elijah, he had a mantle. You know, so going tick and tack for the law, that's monotonous at the end of the day, man. Because I mean, just as much as they can try to bring up the technicality how we not breaking the law, we could bring up several laws you dudes are not keeping. And you know who got that bad? IUIC has that very bad, man. Here you got fringes on, but you're showing your dick to another man's wife. When I thought the commandments and the purpose of the fringes is to remind you not to do what you just fucking did. So if a fringes make a man righteous, why do you got niggas doing that? Yep. And that's what it means about not having Yahweh Shai written in your heart, because I don't need to wear this, brother, to know that it's wrong to be sending a picture of my rod to a fucking other man's woman, man.
Yep. Circumcision too, in that case. Your rod being circumcised supposed to represent the covenant as well. Yeah. So that nigga failed 2 layers of security. He still sent that motherfucker, you know. So if you're not right, bro, you're not right, man. You know,
it ain't gonna stop nothing.
And see, y'all gonna be questioning why not me? Why did the Lord leave me here? Because you knew the name or whatever. That no, man. If you're not right, the Lord's gonna evaluate your ass, man. You're gonna get tested.
Yep. And now in these last days, we gonna see the importance of predestination, man. You know, I did a lesson going into that earlier this week, man. All right, it's not about how many times you wear fringes throughout the week. All right, it's not about how many Christians you cut on the line. At the end of the day, it's going to be whether Yahweh Bashim Yahushua chose you from the beginning or not. So if you're chose from the beginning, you're going to stay faithful, and the Lord's going to deliver you to the end. A lot of people don't see that, you know. And you think, oh, I gotta every black man I see in the hood, I gotta get fringes on him so he can know the law, statutes, and commandments. Well, Jake knew the law in the wilderness and still got their ass killed, man. So what did it mean? It meant nothing.
Yeah. Jake is a total piece of shit in the world, but yeah, you got to put fringes on a nigga that's hanging out at the liquor store being a drunk. He gonna still be a drunk with the fringes on. He just know he's an Israelite now, you know. And you notice too, a lot of the camps now they show highlights when they're dealing with people. You know what I'm saying? That's why the videos be cut short. Like we just put our whole camp video up, whether we dialogue with somebody or not. And this is how they get views. They will cut the video and they will put like, all right, 20 minutes Edom might come up, and then they will put all the parts together that they've dealt with somebody to appear deep. See, that's manipulation right there, man. The Lord said he's not the author of confusion. You know, and based on who you engage with doesn't make you a man of the Lord because you engage with 20, 30 people, especially when you calling out to people. Like if we called out to people like we used to back in the day, yeah, people would come up and deal. You know, but we ain't saying, hey, brother, come over here, you an Israelite. If the spirit wants him to come up, then he's gonna come up. Granted, he shows interest, and then yeah, we might, hey, brother, you know, you an Israelite, and we break it down thoroughly. But at the end of the day, man, we're set up to prophesy and to condemn this place, whether Jake here forbear. That's it. All right. Quick precept, Jeremiah 4:4, and it reads, it says here, circumcise yourselves to the Lord and take away the foreskins of your heart, ye men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my fury come forth like fire and burn that none can quench it because of the evil of your doings, man. Lord says, circumcise your hearts, man, your mind. Have this shit written, Slakia, not shit, but have it written in your spirit. Because, yeah, it is good if you have the outward appearance. We're not going to take away from that. But at the end of the day, the outward appearance is just what it is. Like you can see it's just like buying a car. You can see a beautiful vehicle, but the inside of it is totally tainted. Ain't going to get you down the block. You just invested in nothing at the end of the day. I'm not finna invest in a nigga that shows gimmicks 24/7 because he played a part or looked a part. I want to know if this man that I'm following has a right spirit in him so he can motivate me to be right through his works, man. Not because of what he looked like.
Right. Going to that example with the car, man. You can get that BMW with 200,000 miles on the outside. It'll look nice. But once you start driving it every day and shit, it start breaking down. You got to replace all that. It's going to give you a fucking headache, you know? Or you can choose to get something reliable. It may not be as flashy, right? It may not be as flashy. You may, you know, the chicks ain't going to be looking at you in it, but it's reliable. It still works. It works all season round. That's what Yahweh Shemel Shah is looking for, man.
Yeah.
But that's what the apostles always say. They always say, Jake, always look at the car because the outside look good. Here nigga got tire shine on it. He got the armor all on the leather seats, smell good. But you turn it up, you got every check engine light on that bad boy.
Yeah. Check dashboard got 12 lights on it. God damn. Hey, but to back your point up, Taz, I can read this real quick. In Deuteronomy, Moses told us that when he had the actual law of Moses, what did Moses still tell us? In Deuteronomy 10:16, circumcise the foreskin of your heart and be no more stiff-necked. In Deuteronomy 30:6, it says, and the Lord Yahweh thy power will circumcise thine heart and thine heart of thy seed to love the Lord thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul that thou mayest live. So it wasn't just the actual physical circumcision. Moses told him, like, look, no, you got to be right. So even back then we knew that, but it didn't matter, you know. Jake was just wicked back then, man, you know.
Yo.
I had a precept as well.
You got it up.
This is the book of Matthew 7:5. It says, thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. You know, so you got Jake on here that's just so quick to try to throw the law on one little thing they see Jake going off on, or not even going off on just what they perceive to think that they're going off on. But yet they walking around as hypocrites committing sin. You know, here it is. You want to be a part of certain groups that support bringing bottle girls to the Passover, and you got leaders that been, you know, proven that they are moles. Okay, so what about out with that? But Jake want to say, hey, and criticize somebody for not having fringes on every single fucking day. You can't make it make sense, man.
Hey, brother, that you know what? Any motherfucker that was in Sakari, you ain't got shit to say to me, bro. Like you go to a reprobate nigga that's getting paid, bro. That show you the Lord ain't fucking with you, man. If you were given over to that type of wickedness, and the Lord allowed you to go there and learn under that and commit, you was not, bro. We ain't got nothing to say to you. Like, right. Dude, you realize like that's probably one of the worst offense. That's one of the most embarrassing things in Israel. That man came out being a homosexual, man. And then the crazy part about it is he threw his homeboy under the bus, man. These are not men that, bro, you don't even deserve even a fucking conversation from me, man. And I'm just being real. We ain't got nothing to prove to them. Like, you were with a man that literally wants shit put up his ass and think that they the men of the Lord. You out your motherfucking mind, bro.
Right.
Bro, like
Man,
doing the
come on,
history.
Esau.
Bro, I got the Josephus right here that goes into the history of these Sakari cats, man. They were not the men of the Lord.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
They were not the men of the Lord. No, the Sakari and because they broke off and became other splinter zealots too. They were not the men of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So we don't owe these dudes a damn thing. We don't owe them no oil. We don't owe them no response, no nothing. Bro, you got a pimp as a leader, man.
Mm-hmm.
A nigga that want to get played with by, man, bro, you through, man. You niggas are through.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
we
crazy
ready to
because they condemn themselves just by naming themselves Sakari. It's like the scriptures just had them set up to do that way.
The Lord condemned them because that was through the Spirit. That's when ties go into predestination. It says some was predestined to this damnation before time, man. You got certain men that were created just to be destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Quick precept, real quick. Salakia, but I know we kind of all over the place, but you know, this is the Spirit. This is the book of Psalms 26, and I'm gonna start at in 2. It says, "Examine me, O Yahweh, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart." It's about the inner man. It's about what's written on the inside of you, man. Whether you're gonna follow right, because if you're doing right, the Lord is gonna justify you, man. It don't matter if you wearing fringes 7 days a week. You could wear fringes 7 days a week and still be a demon. Lord ain't gonna say, "Well, where were your fringes at on the 3rd of July, 1985?" When I was, the Lord ain't gonna say no shit like that, man. Lord don't give a fuck about that shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's about the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the spirit of the Lord. It's over the letter of the law, man. And this is why Yahweh Shai came and did what he did. Now, we're not telling nobody to break the law. That's exactly, we're not telling anybody to do that because we keep the commandments, man. We understand the importance of the fringes and all things, but if you're putting that over the importance of Yahweh Shai, then you are not his, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And stop calling the Lord fucking Christ and Jesus Christ, man.
Right.
Call him by his name.
Right.
That's why
my name is my
Melchizedek.
name.
That's why Melchizedek came first, man. You know, his order was set up before Levi. You know, so that shows you that there was already a way before Moses wrote down what he wrote down and charged the sons of Aaron to do what they did. You know, so there's a spiritual law. You know,
it is. Psalms 139-23. Search me, O power, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. Jeremiah 17:10. I, Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his way and according to the fruit of his doings. So if you judging people by the law, you're gonna be judged by that same law.
Yep. I was just gonna add real quick point. I mean, because like, you in violation of one, you pretty much in violation of all of them, man. You know, and like the elder said, we ultimately push to rehearse the righteous acts because that's what the elect will be doing to hopefully be delivered out of here. But you got, and we're going to be saved out of here by grace and faith, whereby we believe in Yahweh Shah. And you got to understand the importance of Yahweh Shah, man.
Yeah. And that faith that you have, that's what spurs the action. You believe on Yahweh Shah first, and then that causes you to want to not eat pork and do particular things. But you can't keep, we know that we can't keep everyone, you know, but the root cause of that is the faith in Yahweh Shai, man. You know?
Right.
I was gonna say the same dudes that, you know, wear those t-shirt fringes, man, you likely wearing mixed garments. So it's like on one hand, you got the fringes on for the outward appearance, but yet you got mixed garments on, man. You gotta
you know, that don't mean that. They brought a new breakdown on that out. If you ain't know that.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I want to know if these niggas with wives put their women out during their cycle.
No.
You want to hold us to the law. You gotta marry her. You know, she in your house bleeding everywhere.
Right.
And also, is your woman gonna bring you another woman, or is she gonna trip if you got another woman? You know, some of you Israelites, you know, you can't get other women because your wife say you can't get one. That's in the law. You can get another woman. What about that? Y'all jakes ain't putting y'all wives out when she's on our period, on our menstrual cycle. There's a lot of laws you jakes are not doing. You're not putting homosexuals to death.
Yep.
Now, and let's put some context on this. If Jake want to wear fringes, then fine, wear fringes, bro. We ain't against it. We just saying that if you gonna wear fringes, make sure you gonna come right.
Right.
Don't be condemning other brothers because they ain't wearing it. So if you wearing fringes, make sure you got Yahweh Shah written in your mind and make sure you doing the right thing by Yahweh Shah, man. Completely. Because the scriptures say if you want to be counted righteous for the law, you got to keep the whole law perfectly. And none of you can do that because, for one thing, you don't have a physical priesthood that's set up. Well, okay, I'll take that back. We have a priesthood set up through us, but you're not engaging through the acts of what we've done when it comes to oblations and sacrifices and slaughtering a goat and land. You're not doing it. You don't have that altar here in America, man. And ultimately, that's for sovereign individuals. You don't have that. You're not going back to Israel 3 times a year to keep the high holy days. You're not doing that.
Yeah.
You got to do that. Technically, you're supposed to do that, or you're going off.
Yep. You got to do that.
Look, brother, I'm a Levite, man. I ain't bragging, but I think I know a little bit about the letter of the law. You know, so it's a lot of shit Jake ain't doing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you working at Amazon, 12-hour shift. You ain't got no fringes on, man. You know, you gotta wear that uniform. You know, are you really gonna fuck your job up? You know what I'm saying? This is what you get into when niggas try to start being nitpicky and they ain't right in their spirit. You know?
Yep.
Like be wise, man. That's what Paul was about, man. He had to go talk to the Thessalonians, he had to talk to the Corinthians, bro. He had to break it down, man. We're in captivity. Okay, you don't have freedom here. Okay, this is how you move. It was wisdom. Okay.
Hey, brother, I'm gonna say this too. All them Jakes that wear fringes, bro, that's for show. That ain't because that just to show Jake they're part of something. Jake do that because they want to flex on other people. They want to flex on. I mean, I get it, you know, flexing on heathens, but really, Jake that do that, they not really right in their mind and their heart, bro. It's the flex on people. They don't really care about Yahweh Shah to the point that they're doing that. It ain't got nothing to do with the Heavenly Father, bro. They ain't that zealous for the Lord to wear fringes everywhere to show a statement. That's a fashion statement, and that's to make other people look at them like they got some type of high esoteric knowledge. That's all the fuck that is, bro.
Yeah.
Don't let these niggas fool y'all, man. I've been around quite a bit to know how niggas operate, bro. And I can tell you right now, most of them niggas that wear them fringes on their shirts, 95% of them ain't right.
Yeah.
I'm just be real with you, bro.
They be assholes, man.
Y'all be hiding stuff, man. It be the niggas pointing at you the most that got the biggest skeletons in their closet, man. Of course. Like Elazar, all that shit he was talking all of them years. Then we find this shit out. Now we know why you felt some type of way so bad, man, because you was up to a lot of shit, man. You know?
Hey, Ra, didn't Elazar wear fringes on his shirt all the time?
Oh yeah,
he did, didn't he?
He was the chief high priest.
The chief high priest, but yet the nigga want to get a rubber rod stuck up his booty hole.
Yeah, right. You're not even supposed to be dealing with no non-virgins, man, especially as a high priest, man.
Goofy ass nigga.
Okay, you up there dealing with a woman that had an OnlyFans, and you a high priest, bro.
Bro, then he wanted his woman to commit adultery with a fucking Edomite.
Yeah, you can't never forget that part.
You can't make this shit
never
up,
forget
bro.
that.
And
never
we sitting up here taking criticism for niggas. You niggas are.
Hey, the spirit never letting that down, Elazar. Yeah.
That's out of pocket. That's out of pocket, brother.
That's worse than the pocket, bro. Out of pocket, my nigga.
But hey, but it shows you that it's lucky.
That now he's been reduced to a mere podcast. This nigga's doing videos like it, bro. He promoting the clothing. He's looking foolish, man.
Yeah, I got
it
the
shows you how
mirror
wicked the world. It shows you how wicked the world is. Because that nigga made it to one of the top well-known Israelites, man. So that show you the direction the world is going. You know, because how did that nigga get it up there? You know, and Tazariak, you next, nigga. Whatever you did, that shit gonna come out.
Yep. Quick precept. Ecclesiastes 7:16, it says, be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Yeah, it's a balance, man. You can't be over righteous in this world, man. You got to have a balance in this thing. We're not saying go do dumb shit, because I can rest assure you, you know, in our personal lives, brothers are doing what they got to do for Yahweh Shah. Like, we're not committing adultery. We're not in no street shit. We don't deal with unsavory individuals. We keep the commandments to the best of our abilities. And, you know, and that's just what I can see. You know what I'm saying? Like, our lives are pretty simple. We ain't doing too much. We ain't sitting up here just bagging a bunch of women because we feel like it. Bro, Jake come home, read, study, play video games, man, sleep, deal with their women, their kids, and go to work. That's all the fuck we do, man. But Jake will find fault with everything we say because we rough, man. They'll go back and conjure up some shit. I remember 8 years ago, you said that such and such had a big booty. What? Now that'll be an offense. Oh, we told you that brother was wicked. Fuck out of here, man. You niggas are jokes, bro. And it says, be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? So it's the balance, man, you have to be in. You want to keep the fringes on, then fine. We don't care about all that stuff, man. But just make sure your mind is fixated on your Yahweh Shai and not your own righteousness, man.
Right. And if you don't want to wear fringes, that don't mean that you fearful. That don't mean that you afraid of Esau.
Wait a minute,
that don't
brother.
mean that you afraid of Jacob's trouble.
Let me cut you off, bro. How the fuck are we fearful and we kept the same doctrine, though? We ain't trying to save the white man. So who's being fearful, us or them?
Yeah.
Right.
Nope.
Nigga, we tell Esau he's going into slavery to his motherfucking face, man. Now all of a sudden, y'all want to say the man can make it? Who's being fearful?
Right. That part.
Yeah, Rob brought out a good point too. If you want to wear the fringes, hey, don't wear the little t-shirt garment fringes. If you want to do it all the way. Wear the long garment all the way down to your feet. You go to work, go to Walmart.
Wear the whole garment. Hey, brother Benji. Hey, Benji, bro. Benji used to wear his garment. We'd go to the store. Benji, we'd go to Walmart or some shit. Saint Benji, he'll wear it. He didn't give a fuck. I'm like, say, hey, bro, more power to you. Hey, brother, I'll wear this, and bro, I'll wear it in public, and people like, damn, that motherfucker nice. I'll wear this in public. I don't give a fuck, man. But what am I trying to prove a point to? Who am I trying to prove a point to?
Yeah.
I wear it outside. I don't really give a shit. I'll wear it.
Mm-hmm.
But who are we trying to prove a point to? Ourselves, the world, or Yahweh Shai?
Yeah, because if you're not right in your spirit on how you wearing it, you'll end up just marking yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you wearing it to try to prove a point out of your own belly, and what you just did just draw attention to yourself. Because the spirit of the Lord ain't on you to do that. You know, you just doing it to just be over righteous. You know, so at the end of the day, look, if you doing it for the right reason, then the Lord gonna protect you. But if not, it ain't gonna save you, man. Right. You know.
Got a quick precept as well.
Yeah, you got it, brother. We start wrapping up in a minute. Get some of these off the comment board, and we'll wrap up. But y'all bring out y'all last precepts, bro.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 3. It says, "All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not." You know, go into these hypocrites. You know, just observe them, watch them what they do, watch how they go off, watch them send, you know, dick pics to each other's wives and shit. Watch them celebrate the Passover the wrong way. You know, all these things we watch and we observe them, but we don't do after their works. It says, for they say and do not. So they say they keep the law, and they say, hey, you ain't wearing your fringes all the time. You off. You're not a real prophet of the Lord. You know, you hear what he said? And niggas like that, man. You know, whatsoever they bid you observe, that you observe and do, but do not after their works. They're hypocrites, yet they want to follow these homosexual men, you know, switching up the doctrine, trying to make Edomites to be saved. It's verse 4 says, for they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. All right, man. This burden that you got to wear fringes every single day, you know, right. On your fucking underwear too. You wearing them shits on your boxers when you go to bed, nigga? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but Alazar can go order a pagan kit, and we all got to go on a fast.
Right, you know, for his pagan actions. That's fast for his pagan.
You want us about fringes, but then this nigga you get to go crazy. Okay, and all of a sudden we gotta face the East and pray for a wicked nigga, man.
But but they waited for the Shabbat to be over, bro.
Not only that, these clowns that follow this dude, they ain't making no rebuke videos on the guy. The one dude, like you're getting on the real men of the Lord that's actually laboring, you know, that's humble, that's meek, that's lowly, that's charitable. You want to get on there and make a video about them, but you ain't speaking about the leader that you fucking follow. You know, and speaking to that nigga, man, that made that video. We all know Gabar. We used to call Gabar. Hey, you want to call us cowards and all this shit, man? But what are you doing, man? Now all of a sudden you're making all these videos, but what was you doing the past 6 years going on your channel? You ain't had no content. After you called out on it, all of a sudden videos coming up every day or every other day.
You get on fire.
You know?
Right.
He's still putting out videos.
Yeah, there's been videos on this page. You've been uploading.
Talking shit about us.
I haven't watched any of them, so I don't know. I think mostly they're just Genesis videos.
I mean, at the end of the day, whether it is or not, at the end of the day, man, look, like Elder Wright say, let the Lord judge betwixt us and let him judge between them, and we gonna find who's been one time. And I can say with confidence, brother, that I have a strong confidence that we those men. I believe that if we not those men, then that just because the Lord didn't choose us to be those men. But the doctrine we push is definitely the doctrine that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has solidified through the earth. But I believe we those men, bro. I believe that, man. And I don't believe for 1 second that they are the men of the Lord. I don't believe that the prophets. I don't believe none of that. They may, and you know what's so spiritual? When they split, you had men that broke off from them that said, "Nah, we not fucking with that shit." They broke off from Genesis, man, and I don't know where they at now, but that was the best move they could have done, was got away from that whole Sakari spirit and be retried, man. That's the best they could have done. First thing I would have done if that came out, brother, about Elazar, I would have went on a fucking fast, bro. I would have went on a fast to pray to the Lord to see what I went wrong at and why was I deceiving to following these men. Did I follow them based on their outward appearance or because I really thought they were the men of the Lord?
Yeah, kind.
See, Jake don't consider these things. See, it's deeper than just knowing precepts and being able to cut somebody. The Lord, we just read it. The Lord tries the reins of men, man. You got to examine your spirit.
Yep.
That's right. I got one more. It's verse 5. It says, "But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments." This is in red. This is Yahweh Shai speaking the same way, the topic on how we speaking about fringes. He's calling out the fringes right here. What do you think the borders of their garments represent? That's the blue border in the fringes. Okay. It says they do these things to be seen of men. They want attention. They want to say, oh, you know, this is like they walk around, they use fringes like it's some type of postboard, billboard to catch wicked niggas' attention. Oh, you know, you an Israelite? Yeah, come with us. And then there's no type of trying, no type of refining, you know. They just let them in the camp. Here, pay for your damn package to, you know, get your fringes set and your scriptures, and give them a whole script on how to preach and say, here, this is what you say. We got some courses on how to teach. Meanwhile, this guy is just going through the motion because he wants to be a part of a group, and he's looking at, you know, the women. You know, they're not in it for the right reasons. This is why the Lord has specific instructions, even like Elder would called out, you know, t-shirt and fringes is not proper garment. The scriptures say we prophesied in sackcloth. All right. When you wear a certain level of humility, ain't nothing flashy. All right. It attracts people that don't support that type of behavior and that type of imagery. They respect humility and meekness. And that's who you want to attract in this truth, not worldly men looking to get paid to send a dick pics to your woman.
Con.
Man, brother. That's beautifully said. Y'all brothers, hold on. This is the book of Jeremiah 4, and I'm gonna start at 8 and going back up. It says, "For this gird yourself with sackcloth and lament and howl, for the fierce anger of the Lord is not turned back from us," man. Okay. This is the book of Jeremiah 6:26. It says, "O Lord of my people, gird thee with sackcloth and wallow thyself in ashes. Make thee mourning as for an only son, most bitter lamentation, for the spoiler shall suddenly come upon us." And this is the mindset. This is the mindset that we should be in right now, is having a humble mindset, man. All right. We can't be in this superfluous, high and mighty Israelite vibe, man. Oh, yeah, we got it all. Like, bro, we in captivity, we pay taxes. Hell, even if you own a business, you still got to pay taxes to somebody. You're working, your woman is subjected to going off, man. It's a lot that goes into this. We ain't free yet, man. Why is Earth and Ashes proud? You know? And like Yawasab said, where is the smoke on Elazar and the bullshit he did? Why ain't nobody from that group rebuking this nigga? But everybody got the fucking problem with us. But why ain't nobody rebuking this this pegger. And why not nobody asking the leadership of Genesis is his dealings with Al-Azhar being in the same scandal? Is that valid? Why ain't nobody trying to get to the bottom of that, man?
Yeah, nobody spoke on that. Ain't nobody said when he made the allegation. I've yet to see one video of him addressing that allegation.
Yeah.
Hypocrite.
And to show y'all how much he was grateful for y'all going on a fast for him, the nigga left the truth, man. He said, I don't want to be associated with y'all, man. Even though y'all went on a fast, y'all prayed for him, y'all did all this bullshit. What did he do, man? He said, fuck y'all, basically. I'm a streamer now. You know, I'm gonna go deal with Adam 22, man. This is the shit. This is why the Lord gonna start killing niggas, man. Because y'all done turn the work of the Lord into a fucking what do you call that shit? Reality TV, man.
Yeah. Israelites.
Yeah, bro. And the Lord said, he said, Lord ain't accept that fast, man. The Lord didn't accept that fast at all, bro. And remember, like the scriptures say that the Heavenly Father, like when he prayed to them, he ain't gonna hear their prayer. Like we didn't go on a fast for that nigga. Fuck him.
Oh no.
We didn't go on a fast for that fucking nigga. He's a demon. We've been warning you that he's a demon. Hakaz's a demon too. And y'all gonna find out that nigga ain't right. He gonna leave a lot of y'all with y'all lips poked out, man. Like, really? Nah, bro, we warning y'all, man. We warning you right now, man. Call us what you want to call us. At the end of the day, y'all gonna find out that we were right the whole time. And that's just what it is, man. You know, hey, this wait a minute. This dude gonna what do you say? Going to fast food. Yeah, he cursed out High Priest Ariah.
Yep.
He condemned High Priest Ariah, bro. The man who he pretty much got the truth through the elders and the apostles. He basically cursed out High Priest Ariah, man. Talked all types of shit about him. Talked all types of shit about the elders, the apostles. Bro, the Lord said, do not my prophets no harm. Hurt not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. You talking shit about the men of the Lord, you gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
Period.
I had another quick one, Baba Kasha. This is Jeremiah 7:16. It says, therefore pray not for this people, neither lift up a cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee.
Yeah, so we so the Lord wasn't dealing with that fast for Al-Azhar. If it was the truth, then he would have came back to his right mind. He bailed out on you. He's basically interviewing YNs in a fucking park somewhere, bro.
Yeah.
He don't care about y'all. He took y'all money, he made y'all sign up for that whack ass university, took y'all money, charged y'all for fucking breakdowns, charged you for Hebrew names, charged you for counseling sessions,
for prayer.
For prayers. And left you niggas in the dirt. Now you under another fucking reprobate that's getting ready to be destroyed and get majority of y'all roped up, man.
Yeah. Probably gonna be a crypto coin next this nigga come out with. It's just the same cycle. You all you scamming ass niggas, you polite to the world. You niggas are just grifters, man. You don't think y'all gonna be found out? Like the Lord has actual prophecies coming to pass. There are real men of the Lord walking the earth, man. You think the Lord just gonna let the end come to pass and not know who's who? All of you niggas are gonna be found out, man. You know?
Appreciate
it. Go ahead, brother.
Acts chapter 5:38, it say, and now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it, lest happily ye be found even to fight against the Most High. And we seeing the Lord is destroying councils of wicked niggas, man. Starting with Sakari, all right, gonna go to Genesis, IUIC, IPK. All of these councils of men are gonna come to naught, man. And throughout all the idle words that's being spoken on Great Millstone, guess what? The Lord still has us out here pushing the truth out, man. No matter what words you try to call and label brothers, all these words and shit, as scriptures say, if it be of the Most High, you can't overthrow it. Less happily you be found even to fight against the Most High, man.
Yep. Yeah, kind brother. And one thing about we ain't a bunch of yes man neither, man. Nobody putting no battery, nobody fucking back. Brothers speak on what they speak on because the Spirit tell them to speak on, man. Point blank, period. You know, everything ain't motherfucking Mahalaya's fault. God damn it. Everything that go the fucking wind blow the wrong way is my fault. The car start running. Oh, it's your fault. Oh, you said shit. Oh, it's your fault. Like that ain't everything ain't my fucking fault, man. And I'm not gonna take the blame for a bunch of niggas that wanted to be rebellious.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, if I could finish off that verse you brought out earlier, Jeremiah 6 and 27, it says, I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people, that thou mayest know and try their ways. So we had to, deal with you niggas, but it says they are all grievous, revolters, walking with slanders. They are brass and iron. They are all corrupters. All right. And this is basically repeating itself again, man. We gotta deal with a bunch of slanderers constantly bringing up, things that we break down in the scriptures. The whole shit they like to go to, But the scripture said we're a fortress among our people, so we're gonna do the work anyway, man. And like the elder said, when the Lord's gonna sort out who's who, and we'll see. But we have full confidence that we're the men of the Lord, man.
I believe it. Even somebody got to be. And we're not puffed up to say that we know we gonna make it. We hoping to make it, man. We're men. We fuck up. We have faults. We got all that, man. We make mistakes. It's try by error, bro. We not perfect. We not Yahweh Shai. You learn. You don't come into this thing learning how to run a camp. You go as you go, man. You learn. You build up. You correct certain shit, and you get better.
Right.
We're fallible. We fall. We fuck up. We do. I ain't gonna say, but I know I'm a man of the Lord. I don't know. I have faith. I believe that. But the scriptures say he wouldn't do it to the end, she'll be saved, man. And with that type of mindset to keep humility, that's always a good in the sight of the Heavenly Father. Always good, man.
And you know what else too, Art, is that we gonna have growing pains, man.
Yeah.
All right. Growing pains is part of it. Just because a man may, he may have a rough time in the camp, brothers got to get on him, get rebuked, or even with his own personal life, he going through different shit. We just ain't gonna cast the man off. We ain't gonna say, oh man, that nigga's a dumb piece, forget about him. Nah, we have patience. We have, and I'm just speaking for myself. Brothers had a lot of patience with me. I had growing pains, but I grew. The same thing with all of us, not just us here in this camp, but in Great Millstone in general, man. We show a lot of patience and mercy towards brothers. And and through those things, you're supposed to become better, man. Through your trials, through your tribulations, through your ups and downs in the truth, you're supposed to come out more refined and having, the image of Yahweh Bashim Shah within your spirit, man. A lot of guys they don't see all that. They want you to be the complete, perfect incarnation of what a prophet should be on this planet Earth. And if you're not that, then you a nigga. Hell no, man.
But they themselves not even that.
Yeah.
Well, it says that in Psalm 51, the Most High requires a broken spirit and a contrite heart. So if you have that, even if you go off, in time to time, that's what the Lord really looking at.
I had one precept before we ended Salaki.
Yeah, you got it, brother. Nah, you bring it out and then we'll close it down after that. The point's been made.
Isaiah 13:11. It says, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. That was kind of the things we was going into in the beginning of the lesson, going into the weather and the ice shit. Man, the Lord is using Esau's sword against him. I said in the little video I did, your government that you had so much pride and so much belief in is now turning on you, man. And this is how the Lord is going to use it to cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, man. It say, I will make a man, verse 12, I'll make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger, and it shall be as a chased roe, and as sheep that no man take it up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So ask yourself this: is me preaching Gentile salvation, would you consider that joining myself to the wicked? I would. Because you want this man to be cool. You want Esau to be safe, man. Fuck that. We read a precept where it said the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to bring calamity upon Esau. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna be the one to get in the way of the Lord. What? I'm not getting in the way of Yahweh Shai and Esau. I'm gonna let the Lord, not me, but we gonna let the Lord do what he gonna do, man. You know, the safety over here is only for the elect. But it say everyone, Isaiah 13:15, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. It say their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their women ravished. So, hey, this precept in Isaiah 13 is going to be coming to life here in 2026. And keep in mind, man, we ain't even got to the Passover yet. When the Passover come, that boy, we don't know what the world gonna look like. I'm gonna just say it that way.
Hey, the Lord may actually bring the actual plagues of Egypt around Passover, bro. You just may do it.
Yep.
You never know. You know, going back to that point you made real quick, when you go to Jeremiah, the 30th chapter, 16th verse, the subcaption of that says the destruction of Israel's enemies. See, it says, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. And all thy adversaries, every one of them, should go into captivity. It says, every one of them, and they that spoil thee should be a spoil, and they that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. That's plain, bro. There's no play on words, no schematics. Because Jacob try to say what we saying, but they'll try to label it a certain way to get views so you can be drawn into a fucking debate. We don't owe you catch no debate, man. You know. But anyway, a couple of them on the comment board I just wanted to bring out. Shalom, Akim, Akwakim, how about you, man? To you brothers and sisters out there, man. We see y'all lighting the comment board up. I'm gonna just get the one from what is the brother? GMS, Virgin Island Straight. Hey, Shalom, my brother. This is the book of Proverbs 20 and 24. It says, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? Yeah. Yahweh Shai, he controls, they control everything. You know, this is why we say that it's a script. Your life is already written into the Lord's movie, how you gonna move, what you gonna think, what you gonna say. And it's just a matter of you plan out. So if you were wicked from the beginning, then that's just the judgment the Lord got for you. If you were elect, then you're gonna be the elect. Scriptures say the prophets should be subjecting to the prophets. So if you're a prophet in this world, 9 times out of 10, you was a prophet in your past life. If you was a wicked scoffer in your past life, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be a fucking reprobate now. So woe unto you that's in that reprobate mindset. Jeremiah, Aram Reserve, Jeremiah 5 and 26, it says, from among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth the snares, and they set a trap and they catch men. Yeah. And that trap could come in a way of gimmicks, you know, accolades, bribes, whatever it may be. You know, Jake know how to win them over when it comes to the superfluity of what they want to bring out. But it says, as a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. It says, therefore, they are become great and waxing rich. Absolutely, bro. Kind. So, yeah, man, we're going to close it out, giving all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of the great millstone of Ruwell. Peace and blessings and salutations to the whole elect. Lord's will, you were edified. To the next one. Shalom. Kwam Yasharallah. Shalom. Shalom.